Start with this front panel. It has maniquino written on it, and here it says 1L and here it says 1R. Start with this front side breast panel, and here you said 1L top. Pick up the panel, put it on top of the front panel, and here you'll see it says 1L. So align that hole with that tab and pull the tab through, and then click away, pushing and pulling. And what you know is notice it's very easy. And then you'll get to this point and it seems to be diverging. All you do is push it in and pull the plastic so that it aligns. And then you'll get to the end where you've got a hole and you've got that tab. Pull that tab through and you've got your first part ready. Next, use the other front breastplate, and it says 1R top at the bottom here. Here it says 1R. So pick it up and put it on top, and where you've got the hole and you've got this tab, push that tab through, and then with the bigger tabs you're basically toing and froing, clicking them in like this, so that the pieces come zip together, and where they diverge, all you need to do is pull the plastic together until they align again, and you get to this hole and this tab, pull that tab together, and the piece is made like this. Next, turn this around like this, so the seams are on the outside, and then with the palm of your hands, where the shape is bulging the most, where the breast is, put your palm on the seams and push in like that, and it clicks through, and that's made the breast shape. Now you turn it around like this for the next bit. Now you're using this shape, and where here it says 2L top, here it says 2L, so you take this, put this on top, align the hole with this tab, push the tab through, and zip the big tabs together like before. Until you get to that hole and that tab, and then you're done. Turn that around and that's ready. Again, we have that shape. This time it says 2R top, and here it says 2R. Now take this, put it on top, and align the hole with this tab, and then push the tab through, and again the big tabs, you're clicking them together to zip the maniquino together, going all the way across until you get to that hole and that final tab. Push that through, then turn that around, and you've got your shape. You've got the back panel, that's coming next, and here we have 3L, here 3L top. Pick the back panel and put it on top. Now you put this tab through this hole, and again you align the big tabs and zip them together like before, like this. You go all the way across, there's a bigger tab here, it's the same principle, and you go all the way through, you'll end up with this tab, this hole in here, and you're going to push that tab, pull it in like this, and turn that around. That back is made. Now this is the other back plate. It says 3R top, and here it says 3R. So we take this and put this on top, push the tab through, align, and then you're zipping together the bigger tabs all the way down the line. And again you've got that big tab, go through that, end up with this tab, push that through this hole, and you're made by turning this over like this. And that back's done. Now turn this whole thing over like this, pick the two back parts and bring them round like this. You've got this tab and this hole. You take this tab and you click it through the hole like this from the top, so the tab ends up at the bottom. You've ended up with these two big ears, I call them. Now you get the ears in, hold the next one up, put this ear in, hold the next one up, put this ear in,
hold the next one up, put this ear in, hold the next one up, put this ear in, hold the next one up, put the ear in, and so on. And it just feels so intuitive. You just click it in like so, next ear in, and you end up with a tab and this hole. Click that tab in, and you've got the maniqui body. Next, we're going to attach the shoulder piece to the main bust. On this piece, we have here 5R top, and here we have 5R. Place 5R top, the whole part, on top of the tab, and click the tab through like so, and then you click away like normal until you get to this tab here, into this hole in the bust here, and then you click it through and turn it around, and you've done the first part of the shoulder. Now we're going to attach the shoulder to the back panel, and we start by using this tab here which says 6R top, taking it over on top of the back panel where it says 6R for the hole, and you click it in through on top like that. Now you have these shapes where they've got ears, and basically you start by pushing them through like so, and then following the line down, you'll see that those ears click together and lock together like so. And then as you carry on down the line, you'll find this large tab, and that large tab just slides in like that, and then you get to the final tab here on the back panel that you click from the top in like so, and then you're done. Next, we're going to attach the other shoulder to the bust, and when we pick this up, it says here 5L top, and there 5L, so put 5L top on top of 5L, and get the tab that says 5L through the hole like so. Then click away again like before until you get to that final tab, and then you attach that final tab through the hole in the bust there, and then you flip it round, and you're ready for the shoulder piece to attach to that back panel here. Next, we're going to attach the shoulder to the back panel here, and we do that by using the tab here which says 6L top, and going through the hole here which says 6L. So you start doing that first like that, and then you've got these other parts, click them through like so, and just carry that on down the line, and you can see how these sort of ear tabs just lock in, and you've got one more here, so you just basically click through like that, and you can see how that ear tab has gone through. You've now got the large tab as before, so you just slide that through, and then you've got the line going through like that, and a hole and a tab. That's the final piece. There we go, and you're done. Next, we're going to attach this arm panel to the shoulder, and here we start off with where it says 7L top to this whole part which says 7L. Put the 7L top on top and click the tab through, then zip away as normal until you get to where it says flip here. So flip it round, and then push the tabs, the big tabs through. As you can see, it just locks in, and go all the way around until you get to this hole and this tab. Now click that through like that, and then you've got your arm shape. Now the final thing left is these two parts here. Bring them round like so, and then click it through, and that should just go in like that, and that gives you your arm shape. Now we're going to put the other arm on the shoulder. Pick it up. This is the panel. It says 7R top, and the 7R top goes on the 7R hole, which is also marked. And then click here, like so, and then zip away again till you get to here where it says flip. Flip over, like so, and then carry on pushing the tabs through like so, and then you get to this final tab, that final hole, click that through, and then you've got your two parts here which you ring around, and then click that through like so, and you have your arm piece again. Now we've finished making this maniquino, we place it on the point of sale stand and we click the neck to create a bit of a hollow. I'm going to now show you how to turn the maniquino into a maniquino with full arms. The full arms consist of two parts, a cap designed for the arm and the full arm piece. Now the first thing to do is to take the old cap off, and you do that simply by untangling it like that. It's very easy, it just comes apart. Now take that cap off and put it to one side, preferably back in its case. Now again here we start off with the cap saying the same thing, so it's 7R, and you'll notice that it's exactly the same mechanism as the old cap. So you stick the 7R top into 7R, and then you click in as before, like that, and then here it says flip, so you flip it round and then push it in like before. We're going to stick it all in like that, and then we end up with that hole and that tab just like before. So there's nothing new in this, it's all the same as before, but now we have a cap that looks slightly different because it's designed to take the arm. Now we're going to show you how to make the arm part. We're now going to make the full arm part, and this is the part for it. And you're going to start at the bottom where it says AR top, and here AR for the hoe, and we're going to roll this around like this and basically feed that AR top that it says to AR like that. So tab goes in the hoe, and then this is the same system that clicks the back together. It's the same system that's going to click the arm together. So you're just basically going across the line and putting these tabs in one by one, clicking them in like so. And as you can see, I'm just doing it slowly so you can see, but I'm going up the line and I end up with this tab here that says BR top, and here it says BR, which is this hole. Now you just put that tab in like that. Now you've got this, and that says CR top, and here we have CR. So we're going to stick that tab in like so, and then you have this tongue and this groove, and this tongue goes into this groove like so. That will give you the two positions that you'll need with the arms, and then you have what you can see is an arm shape now. So we're now going to use the full arm and attach it to the maniquino, and you'll notice there are three tabs here at the top. It starts with DR top, ER top, FR top, and here we have DR, ER and FR. So what we're going to do now is start with DR and just click it in like that with your finger, and then with the ER just click it in, and then finally you've got the FR that just clicks in, and then you've got yourself the maniquino with arm. We're now going to do the full arm on the other side of the maniquino. So again, the same principle. Let's take the old cap off and unzip it that way. There we go. And then we're going to put the new cap on, 7L top, on top and through the 7L. Again, zipping through like that, getting to the flip, flipping the part, push through like that, and get the part in, zip it together, get to the end where there's a hole in the tab, get that through like that, and you've got your new tab, your new part which will hold the arm. Now we're going to make the other full arm, and this one starts with AL top and AL at the bottom, and what happens is roll it round so you get the AL top to come on top through the hole that says AL, click it through, tab goes through the hole, and then you've got the ears that you stick together just like the back panel when it comes together, go down the line. So you're going all the way through, and what happens is you'll come to this point here where you've got BL top and a BL, which is the hole. Get that tab through that hole, and then naturally this wraps around, and it says CL, and there it says CL top. So get the CL top through the CL, and then finally you've got the tongue, this groove. Get that tongue, click it through, and then you've got yourself the other arm. Now we're going to attach the full arm to this cap, and you start off here where it says DL top, and it goes EL top, FL top, and here it says DL, EL, FL. So start with the DL, click it in, goes to EL, and then you end up with FL here. So just click that through, and then you've got your second arm, and a maniquino with full arms. I'm now going to show you how the arm can accommodate two positions. This is the second position, and I'm going to show you how that can become that, showing you on this arm. Now, if I move this arm over, you can see that there is a tongue here, and what I do is I put my fingers at the top of the arm there, and then with this other arm, I push that tongue through all the way, and then click it through the groove like that, and you hear that snap, and that fixes the position in that second arm position.